Welcome to the Wedding Songs Podcast, featuring newly released songs you need to know and the tried and true classics. Get song ideas from the time guests arrive until the last dance of the reception. And now your host, Matt Campbell, founder of MyWeddingSongs.com.
Hi everybody, I'm Matt Campbell and welcome to the show. And welcome all you melomaniacs, aka music lovers just like me. Today I'm going to be talking about 90 or so cake cutting songs. These are songs to be played while the couple is cutting the cake. It really adds an accent and a theme to the cake cutting process. However, many couples can choose not to have a song played during the cake cutting and keep it very low key. Both are totally acceptable. If you don't have a song, then the advantages of that is you can keep the energy high and flowing and the concentration on fun and dancing for the reception. So let's go ahead and get started with our list. But before I do, I just want to mention many of these songs have a cake theme. So they mention food, they mention sweetness, they mention sweet candy. So just keep that in mind as we go through this list. And the first song on our list is Aerosmith's Sweet Emotion. For those classic rock fans, this song was released in 1975, and Aerosmith is still going strong today after all of these years. It's incredible. Next is American Author's Best Day of My Life, released in 2013, another rock song. The Archies released Sugar Sugar in 1969. This was a pop hit and a classic song that would accent any cake cutting ceremony perfectly. The Average White Band released in 1975 the song Cut the Cake. It is a funk song that you can play and really fits the theme of cutting the cake since it's called Cut the Cake. The next two songs are by the British invasion group The Beatles, with their first song All You Need Is Love in 1967, and also in 1967 is When I'm 64. The classic wedding song Stand By Me by Ben E. King was released in 1961, with our first song in the genre of R&B, and the second one in 2011, Love on Top by Beyonce, is also an R&B hit. Our first country hit on the list is Lost in This Moment by Big and Rich, released in 2004. Bill Withers' song Lean on Me was released in 1972 for a soulful R&B vibe for your cutting of the cake. And our 10th song on the list is Blake Shelton's Honeybee, released in 2011 for a country feel. I Want Candy is signifying the sweetness in the cake cutting song by Bow Wow Wow, released in 1982 with the New Wave song. In 2003, Brad Paisley released Little Moments. It is a country hit that would really fit into the cutting of the cake moment at your wedding. Bruno Mars is on the list twice, with the first one released in 2010, Just the Way You Are, and in 2011, Marry You. Marry You is an up-tempo song that would fit perfectly in the energy of the cutting of the cake. Speaking of cutting of the cake theme, the next song by Bryan Adams, Cuts Like a Knife, is a classic rock song from 1983. The next song on the list has the artist as the featured name, with Cake, and their song Love You Madly, released in 2001. The Chordettes released Lollipop in 1958 if you actually have cake pops as part of your wedding cake. Christina Aguilera has her swing hit Candyman, released in 2007. And who could ever forget Christina Perri's 1,000 Years from the Twilight Saga, released in 2011. And the 20th song on our list is by Colby Calais, I Do. It is a folk pop hit released in 2011. Next we have two songs by the Dave Matthews Band. The first one released in 1997, Crash Into Me, which could be the cake crashing into your partner's mouth, and You and Me, released in 2009. A classic crooner is on the list next, Dean Martin's song That's Amore, or That's Love, released in 1953. And since the cake has a lot of sugar, there's Pour Some Sugar on Me by Def Leppard in 1987. The oldies Chapel of Love, released in 1964. And the cake theme again, Cake by the Ocean by DNCE, released in 2015. A fun fact about DNCE DNCE, one of the members of the Jonas Brothers, is also a member of DNCE. Ed Sheeran, of course, has to be on our list. He's on the list twice, with Perfect, released in 2017, and Thinking Out Loud in 2014. A folk hit released in 2010 is Home by Edward Sharpe and the Magnetic Zeros. And the 30th song on our list is Can't Help Falling in Love by Elvis Presley, released in 1961. My favorite wedding song of all time is next with At Last by Etta James, released in 1960. It's a bluesy, soulful R&B hit that fits perfect into any wedding. Sticking with the cake theme is the song Cake by Flo Rida and 99%, released in 2016 as a hip-hop hit for cutting of the cake. If you happen to have a cupcake wedding cake, then think about Build Me Up Buttercup by The Foundations, released in 1968. It's a soulful classic song. Speaking of a soulful classic song, next up we have the Four Tops with I Can't Help Myself, Sugar Pie Honey Bunch, released in 1965. Frank Sinatra is on our list 3 times, with his first one in 1955, Love and Marriage, in 1964, The Way You Look Tonight, and in 1964 is a collaboration with Count Basie, Fly Me to the Moon, a classic jazz song to play for any wedding. Next up is with that cake theme, Sweet, The Sweet Escape by Gwen Stefani, released in 2006. Hall & Oates, You Make My Dreams Come True, released in 1980, is a pop hit. And at number 40 we have Harry Connick Jr.'s song It Had to Be You, released in 1991. This song was featured in the movie When Harry Met Sally and is a big band hit to play for while cutting of the cake. And even at number 41, his song Recipe for Love, because you need a recipe to make cake. This was released in 1993. A personal favorite of mine is Cruisin' by Huey Lewis and Gwyneth Paltrow, released in 2000. Seems like duets are very popular at weddings. Ingrid Michaelson is on the list with her song The Way I Am. It is a folk hit released in 2006. And Iz's song Over the Rainbow, released in 1990. It has a very beachy, airy feel to it and would fit into any wedding ceremony, reception, cutting of the cake. Just a great song to play. Speaking of the beach, the next song is Jack Johnson's Better Together. It is a 2005 folk rock hit. James Taylor is on the list with How Sweet It Is to Be Loved by You, released in 1975. Also, another version of this song was done by Marvin Gaye. Both of those fit perfectly into cutting of the cake. Jason Mraz is on the list with his song I'm Yours, released in 2008, a pop rock hit. And even his collaboration with Colby Calais, Lucky, released in 2009, would be perfect as well. John Williams is on the list with an instrumental song used in the movies, the Jaws theme, released in 1977. If the couple is a little playful and know that smashing of the cake will happen, then the Jaws theme would definitely fit perfect. In 1963, we have a classic rock hit, Sugar Shack by Jimmy Gilmer and the Fireballs. And at number 50 is John Legend's song All of Me, released in 2013. It'll probably go down as one of the greatest R&B wedding songs of all time. Next up is Casey and JoJo with All My Life, released in 1998. It is a 90s R&B hit that is still popular at weddings today. Keith Urban with Sweet Thing, keeping with that sweet cake theme for weddings and cutting of the cake, released in 2009, was a country hit. Kelly Clarkson, A Moment Like This, was released in 2002. And in 2016, Lanco's song Greatest Love Story fits very nice into accenting the cutting of the cake. Louis Armstrong is on the list twice, first with his hit released in 1951 titled A Kiss to Build a Dream On, and also What a Wonderful World, released in 1967. If you're looking for a more up-tempo folk song, then check out the 2012 hit Hey Ho by the Lumineers. One of the most popular songs to play while cutting of the cake is Sugar by Maroon 5, released in 2015. The video even shows the group going to weddings and surprising couples and playing at their reception. Michael Bublé is on the list twice, first with his 2005 hit How Sweet It Is, and in 2017 Everything, the modern day crooner compared to Dean Martin and Frank Sinatra of yesteryear. Michael Franti and the Spearhead is on the list with their song Say Hey I Love You, released in 2008. Nat King Cole with Love, released in 1965. I love this song for accenting any moment at a wedding reception. And his daughter Natalie Cole, This Will Be an Everlasting Love, is a soulful, more upbeat song released in 1975. The Ohio Express has their song Yummy Yummy Yummy, which hopefully describes your cake while you're eating it, released in 1968. And the new country group Old Dominion released their song Make It Sweet, released in 2018. It is a perfect up-tempo song to play for your cutting of the cake. In 2010, One Republic released their song Good Life. It is a pop rock hit that fits nice. Pat Benatar's song Hit Me With Your Best Shot, released in 1980, fits perfect for the classic rock fans. And if you know that you want to smash that cake into your brand new husband or wife's face, Plain White T's song 1, 2, 3, 4, I Love You was released in 2008, a pop rock hit. If your new spouse is your best friend, then check out Queen's song You're My Best Friend, released in 1976. The folk rock hit You Are the Best Thing was released in 2008 by Ray LaMontagne. Released in 2011 is the R&B song Birthday Cake by Rihanna featuring Chris Brown. Now they've had a tumultuous past and the song is a little bit risque for weddings, so if you want this song, make sure that you read all the lyrics and have a clean version of this song. Sade is on our list with her song By Your Side, released in 2000, an R&B classic for weddings. Sarah Bareilles' song I Choose You has been a pop favorite for weddings, released in 2014. And a personal favorite of mine is Ice Cream, because you love someone more than you do ice cream. Or maybe if you have an ice cream wedding cake, this definitely fits very nicely as well. It's by Sarah McLachlan and it was released in 1993. Shania Twain's song From This Moment On was released in 1998 for a country hit for cutting of the cake. Kiss Me by Sixpence None the Richer was released in 1997. Sonny and Cher's song I Got You Babe was released in 1965 and a perfect pop hit to accent any cutting of the cake. Spinal Tap is definitely on our list with their song Cups and Cakes, released in 1984 for the classic rock fans. And our 80th song on the list is Grow Old With Me by Stephen Lynch, released in 1998. Even though the next song is predominantly used as a recessional, it can definitely be used as cutting the cake as well, and that is Signed, Sealed, Delivered, I'm Yours by Stevie Wonder, released in 1970, a classic R&B hit that will be played for years to come at weddings. Another more up-tempo song is Stuck Like Glue by Sugarland, a 2010 country hit, and 1989 soulful R&B song Shower Me With Your Love was produced by Surface. Taylor Swift is on our list twice with Love Story, released in 2008 as a country hit, but then she changed things up with a pop hit. Today Was a Fairy Tale, released in 2010. Thomas Rhett's Die a Happy Man was released in 2015, a country hit, and actually the next three songs are country hits. One by Thompson Square, Are You Gonna Kiss Me or Not, in 2010. The 1999 hit My Best Friend by Tim McGraw, and Tim McGraw with his wife Faith Hill, It's Your Love, released in 1997. Getting back to a little bit of rock R&B mixed together with Better Be Good to Me by Tina Turner. That's our 90th song on our list. Next is Train's song Marry Me, released in 2010, a pop rock hit that will be played for years to come at weddings. If you're looking for a classic pop song, then consider the song Happy Together by the Turtles. That should definitely be describing your wedding day. And U2 is on our list twice, with the first song released in 2000, Beautiful Day, and their 1998 hit The Sweetest Thing. A funny song to be played while you're cutting of the cake if you're looking to add a little bit of comedy to your wedding day is Eat It by Weird Al Yankovic, released in 1984. It's a great song that you could add to your wedding day. And finally, the last song on our list is Loving You Easy by the Zac Brown Band, released in 2015 with their country hit. If you have a song that you think should be added to our list, go ahead and add a comment to our Facebook group called Wedding Songs Chat. And thank you for listening and have a great day.
Thank you for listening to the Wedding Songs Podcast. Never miss a future episode. Subscribe today to our podcast. Follow us on Facebook at My Wedding Songs and send us a message about playlists you would like covered.